Welcome everybody here to see Wrestling Ramble. Well, welcome to my Monday Night Raw review here on the Sports Talk Network channel. Sports Talk Network here for Raw of July 31st. I had to think of the date here. July 31st, 2017 of the Monday Night Raw episode on this very date, July 31st, 2017. The final day of the month in July. Already August. Crazy to think it's fair season. I assume nationwide, or at least locally here in Wisconsin. Local fairs already starting up and going on there. So getting close to the end of summer for the kids, and start school, and even for adults for college. School really never ending if you're an overachiever and doing summer courses and otherwise as well. But either way, welcome to my Monday Night Raw review. Hopefully, some team members from Steve's Wrestling Ramble will join me, and others. This being associated with the show and wanting it to grow in its own right with these reviews, again, Monday and Tuesday, 10 p.m. Central each day. Again, I am not on camera now. I haven't been for a while for a reason, but I will be making my grand return, glorious return, whatever, when we get to August 17th. August 17th, my SummerSlam prediction episode, where I do have awesome guests already lined up and hopefully more to come, and hopefully, probably, I assume it to be a full house, a packed house here in the Google Hangouts for that episode. So 10 deep, 10-fold total of people talking pro wrestling, talking SummerSlam. So that episode I definitely am looking forward to. It'll be great. And for those that are new to the channel, those that haven't yet subscribed, definitely check that out if you're fans of my guests and just fans overall, becoming fans of this channel. Hopefully you enjoy that episode, because I'm really doing a lot of work preparing for it and getting ready, and I'm making it the best that it can be, because like I said, that's where I'm probably going to get the most traffic for the summer in episodes, being my SummerSlam prediction episode. So, but like I said about with the whole camera thing, I won't be back on camera till that episode. So until then, any video I do here, whether it's wrestling related, talking TV shows, or whatever related, I'll be this way until we get to SummerSlam and I go from there. Have my great guests. Hopefully, I have my team members: Mark Rambo, Palmer J. Simmons, or even Raunchy Mikey, a former team member and former wrestling related YouTube channel himself, will be has been penciled as one of the guests. So hopefully, I also have Jay Thomas, Mika. So it would be nice to have a female part of the. Maybe not part of the team, but at least part of that specific episode. So that'd be nice for her to be part of it. Some others that I want to kind of keep a secret, have a surprise, that I've been talking to fellow YouTubers that talk wrestling as well. So like I said, packed show for that episode. So definitely, if you want to wait until then, that's the episode that's a can't miss. Whether it's my show or anybody's, any podcast or YouTuber here that talks pro wrestling, that's an episode you don't want to miss with SummerSlam. Because I'm sure they might have great guests and other things, and just the fact of different people talking about the biggest show of the summer being SummerSlam. It's going to be the same thing here. So definitely, hopefully, check that out. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, ring that bell for when we get to that date. We're not too far away. Excuse me, technically we're 18 days away. 18 days away from 17th episode 4 of the SummerSlam prediction episode. So welcome to subscribe and ring the bell so you know when I'm live with any of my videos, and then I think also when it's processed and goes on the channel. Whereas I call it is archived, it goes to the channel that way, becomes archived. So then you'll know on the 17th whether you're being on the show or not, even if you're not able to watch it live, be part of the chat. And that's why I do this. That's why I would assume most of us that talk pro wrestling or talk anything on YouTube do this, to interact with people with the same common interests. It's like or with friends. You have an interest, you make friends. So you find relationships, this and that. I don't want to get too deep, but you know what I mean, in that way. And as I finally am able to get here to the live chat, I say Uncle Ruckus, Jay Thomas, here from here in the live chat during the show. So thank you for being here. Yeah, Mark here and Palmer will um, be on the show for sure. When we get to that August 17th episode for the SummerSlam review during each Thursday, which is the regular podcast episode. Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Usually one or the combination of the three are on. So it all depends on their situation, scheduling, whatever they're doing. And things come up right in life. So who knows? But I know they've guaranteed that I'll be able to depend on my co-hosts, and they will be with me for the prediction episode, along with my great guests. And Jay Thomas, what do I need for what do I need you for? Well, I would be happy to have you on. You don't have to. You can stay here in the live chat for that episode. So I'm just saying it would be a positive to have you on, but I didn't mean anything negative by it. That's what you're thinking. But either way, let's talk about Monday Night Raw from tonight in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the hometown of Kurt Angle. So they're starting the show out with Kurt Angle coming out there in his hometown. Brock Lesnar coming out, which I think that actually was a surprise. I don't think it was planned. Or, I mean, not planned, but I mean, it wasn't promoted. Unless I missed something about Brock being there. On Raw, maybe there was dirt sheet news about it, dirt sheets, but nothing that I've was reading and whatever, talking to people about on Twitter and my interactions there during the day. So, and I'm usually on top of all this stuff. So, but I try to make sure I am on top of it. So I didn't. So to me, that was a surprise to see Brock there. I didn't think we'd see him until the go home show. Until we get that go home show up on that Raw before SummerSlam. SummerSlam is August 20th. August 20th. And then after SummerSlam, immediately following, they're having the Mae Young Classic stuff, bracketology going on there. So I'm certainly looking forward to that as well. And it's been very hard for me to not read the spoilers from the tapings. Taped it and then holding off with our seems feels like all the way August there. Late August where it's actually up here on the network for the episodes or for the tournament itself. But I guess it's already been taped to the final four, and that will be done with the semifinals and finals being live and going from there. I'm looking into that. I shall see. Yeah, it sure seems that way. I see here Jay Thomas. I think they're keeping him active since he's switching to UFC. That's not a foregone conclusion, but it seems like that being the case. And even Paul Heyman bringing that up in the promo. As I tweeted out earlier, or during that opening segment, in the opening of the show about WWE sometimes in the promos tells you literally either how a finish of a match of pay-per-view is going to be or who's going to win. Whether it was rumored or not to be that to be the favorite or whatever, sometimes they do actually, without spoiling and without kind of the bank sort of thing. If you understand what I'm saying, like they're saying it subliminally or in whatever way that this is going to happen without you even knowing it, and then you get to the pay-per-view and man, it went exactly the way it went, right? And it's not just okay because that's what they said they were going to do, and it's always been said to be that being the case. More so though, as it being television, that WWE just sometimes trolls us, or at least I assume it to be that way. In that way, Ronnie, how you doing, Ronnie? Hope all is well. And if I do have a spot open in the Google Hangout, Ronnie, you're welcome to join as well. No, they're usually busy for these Raw and SmackDown reviews, I guess. So that's unfortunate. So I do these things still, though. I do send them a link each and every gosh darn week. But don't worry, the crew will be here on Thursday. If not, they'll be here and they'll make the return on the 17th. Thanks, XBW Wrestling. Palmer J. Simmons, how you doing? One of my co-hosts. Saying XBW is coming back next summer, and we also do support Steve's Wrestling Rambo. And obviously, the guests that I will be having for the SummerSlam prediction episode support the show, friends of the show, new friends, whether old friends, new friends, haven't talked to in a while friends. There'll be some nice surprises to see for those that have watched. Have watched for over at least 3 months, I would say, of someone kind of a blast from the past. The point being, at the wait till we get to that 18 days away. But we'll be on talking about Monday Night Raw. The Hardy Boys defeating Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson in a tag team match. See the Hardy Boys getting a win there. I still think that this whole broken character, this whole teasing of it will lead to something at some point. Could it be already SummerSlam? Could things already be worked out between what now is Global Force Wrestling, formerly TNA? And, well, first it was formerly TNA, then it became Impact Wrestling, and now it's Global Force Wrestling because Global Force and Impact came together and they just became Global Force. But whatever their identity is, they're not going to survive forever, and they're going to be out of business by the end of 2020. Let's just say we'll just put a cap at that there. And two, I don't have too much of a leverage here in this situation with the Hardy Boys and their family, and Rebby Sky has been bashing them on Twitter and otherwise. So maybe when we get to SummerSlam or for the Monday after, Monday Night Raw, the Hardy Boys go broken. Whether or not they win the tag team or even in the tag team title match or win their match at SummerSlam, whatever, that being the case. Now, I believe it to be even more so the case is if they lose their match at SummerSlam, right? Make more sense for them to become Brother Nero and Broken Matt Hardy after a loss than after a win, especially as faces as they are right now. So it's that way. So we'll see how that goes moving forward. But I do think it will be happening just as much as I do believe Global Force Wrestling will be out of business, will be part of the WWE network, will be bought by Vince McMahon, if not Triple H by that time, by the end of the year of 2020. Like from now to then, like that, sometime between there. I don't know, just my prediction on that. Whether you agree or disagree, let me know in the comment section below or in the live chat if you're watching live. But again, just my opinion there. Respect everybody else's on the matter. Rich Swann, Cedric Alexander, and the characters out defeating TJP again. Change name cheating, formerly TJ Perkins. Surprised they didn't just call him Perkins. TJP at least sounds better and is better than Perkins. Remember, Cesaro was Antonio Cesaro. Big E was Big E Langston. So I guess that works. Point being, defeating TJP, Daivari, and Nice. Not too bad of a match, but again, as I said with the cruiserweights, they've been getting old. They're almost. If I didn't have this show, let's just put it this way: if I didn't have these review now that I'm doing weekly and I've started a month ago, I wouldn't have watched this match at all. Right when they talked about the cruiserweights are the first cruiserweight comes down the aisle or down the rampway for a match, and I would have changed the channel. I've been watching Life in Pieces. Their reruns of season 2. I was around that time, I believe. That was going on. Or other things I'm watching. Or could be watching, or a YouTube video even on my laptop. Sometimes I even watch my own videos. Because, I don't know, again. But point being is it's not that interesting to me. Yes, I believe in all the superstars that are part of the cruiserweight division, but WWE and the cruiserweight division themselves haven't made it any interesting enough in all these tag team matches. Gosh darn it. I'm not doing it for me. They need to go to 205 Live that they have created for themselves, stay there, become something there, build a brand in its own right there, and I would believe and think and hope that the Cruiserweight division would flourish. WWE having budget cuts, they get rid of talking smack because in the end this is a simple talk show, right? Wink, wink. But we keep 205 Live, which as much as I just said 205 Live can do that, if they're not going to do that, and if that's not the long-term plans for the show they created, I mean, it's usually a good idea if you're going to create a show or create a division or create something in WWE or in anything. You have a long-term plan before even starting it. It's called having a goal. It's usually a good thing. It's usually good. Whether or not your goals are too high or whatever, or weird or wacky or whatever, it's still good to have goals like I do for this channel, like I do for my wrestling podcast, my NFL podcast, for my TV show review stuff like Star versus the Force of Evil and soon to be My Little Pony, Friendship and Magic. I have goals for things. Other YouTubers have goals for things. People have goals for things in their own lives, as I do as well. So you would think that we had their long-term working plans, their goals, their hopes, their dreams, I guess, put it that way, for what they would want the Cruiserweight division to be, what they wanted 205 Live specifically to be. I don't know. Ronnie, as I go back here in the live chat, Ronnie asking why would GFW be out of business by 2020? I don't know. I just capped it there. Honestly, I think it's going to be by the end of 2018, but I'm trying to give them a little bit more time because I'm not heartless. So, as Jay Thomas would attest to, I am a nice guy 90% of the time. So, there you go. But yes, I do think it's going to be WWE that buys TNA, Impact, Global Force, whatever you want to call them today. No, WWE didn't buy UFC. WWE will never buy UFC. Wow. Okay, never say never, but I think it's highly unlikely. I give it a 2% chance of happening. But again, that's still 2% chance. Just like anybody has a 2% chance or even less of winning the lottery. And it happens all the time, technically. I'm going to read this comment here from Jay Thomas. I like the fact that they are giving every 205 wrestler a chance to be champion, but it almost seems like each of them are losing their fan bases. It's not that exciting anymore, exactly. And that's why I read this comment, kind of saying what I was saying. That's why we're on the same wavelength. And why, yeah, exactly. Anyways, that's what I've been saying about 205 Live and saying of the Cruiserweight division and how great we all thought the Cruiserweight Classic was. So, Uncle Ruckus here in chat. Do you think NXT should be a part of the brand extension, brand split? No. And in the way, aren't they already technically? You know, they are technically without technically being in it, meaning superstars are picked to be called up. Like, that's how they call them up with the draft and other things. I've even heard that there might be another superstar shakeup, this and that. But I'm glad Ronnie has enjoyed 205 Live. That's good. Hey, there should be more people like that. I watch it sometimes. I can't, I would be lying if I said I watch it every week because I don't. But when I do watch it, I do enjoy it. Or sometimes when I watch it, there's only one match and I enjoy it the whole show. Okay, whatever. But I just want that to be where WWE focuses for the Cruiserweight division. Stop having them on Raw. Focus more on their women's division on Raw. As Carmella calls it, the girl power thing. But either way, women's revolution, having more feuds besides the title storyline and other stories, and you can have usually other wrestlers that are sitting in the back with nothing to do. You can have give more opportunity to those said talents to to show the talent that they have. Otherwise, if you're not going to use that talent, they'll either leave themselves, like Austin Aries in a way, even though, yes, he was quote-unquote released. But you know what I mean? It's because he was frustrated and he shared his thoughts. He wasn't shy about it like I might have been, or my personality is. He's not that way. So it's only eyes on the holler in that way. That's just. Oh. I always thought I'd be talking about. I didn't even think I'd be talking about the cruiserweights this much. But moving on to something that should be talked about, Jason Jordan appearing on Miss TV. It was rumored last week. I think I even talked about it on Steve's Wrestling Ramble of things changing up. Like first, we thought it was going to be Seth Rollins versus The Miz 1-on-1 at SummerSlam. Then I thought, oh, maybe it'll be a triple threat. We'll have The Miz, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose. And even over the weekend, I thought, maybe we'll even have a multi-superstar match and have Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel part of the match for them to turn on The Miz. Even though that was a far-fetched idea, but it was an idea that I had before Raw went on the air. And then Raw happened, and then hearing the rumors about things changing happened. And, it actually is happening. Jason Jordan looks like he's going to be the one to face The Miz at SummerSlam 1-on-1. I like it. I'm going to enjoy it. Might even be match of the night when SummerSlam is over, when I do my review that night. My short version review. But, I don't know. Maybe it would have been the other way. But now if we have Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose going after the Raw Tag Team titles, who won't like to see that, even though they might not technically be the Shield? I don't know when Kelly Kelly's coming back. I heard she already did sign a 3-year deal. So, unless she's only coming back as an ambassador or just to pump the narrative of the women's revolution, then I don't know. Or they're repackaging her entirely because we know exactly what she was back in the day. Oh, it's true. It's staying true. I didn't mind it, obviously. Let's just say most did. But the point being, this is a new era. Women's are even better than they were before, and women wrestling actually being there with the women, especially with the ones ahead of the game, being Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. To me, the top two in the women's division in WWE. Again, I will say that again, in case I was mumbling or too quiet. Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, best two female superstars in the WWE. Might even be I would say arguably best women wrestler talent in pro wrestling today. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. But then again, that's all subjective. That is my opinion there. But I stick to it for sure. Next thing we have Seth Rollins defeat the Raw, one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions, Sheamus, center there. Dean Ambrose coming out to help save the day. So it looks like we are going to be building up to that, having Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose together, not called the Shield. It's just be Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, but I don't know the lineage there that way, their friendship, brotherhood, whatever. Against Sheamus and Cesaro for the tag team titles. It'd be awesome to actually see them win the Raw tag team titles. Give Dean another title to hold. Here's a side note. I only say this once in a while, so don't be commenting that I say this all the time, but I do like Renee Young. Again, I have a thing for blondes. I guess I've had that all my life. Point being is, though, but how adorable they look together, Renee Young and Dean Ambrose. Even when they're in their characters, as in on the show, as Dean Ambrose, Renee Young, then as themselves in real world, as a couple now married, as a married couple. Ooh. Together. So, maybe also have them to win the tag team titles at SummerSlam, if not sometime soon. Finn Balor attacking Bray Wyatt in a match, but to a segment there. Again, Bray Wyatt, he's not my cup of tea. I know why he certainly has a high amount of fans, but he's just not for me. So hopefully Finn Balor was over there. And maybe having Bray Wyatt the WWE champion when they did was just a whole situational thing. Having him the champion then, but not for too long. Just having him being a placeholder. I'm sorry, unfortunately. Right? Everybody has to play their roles in WWE. Bray Wyatt's playing his. But as him now being a former WWE champion, he's never going to be, in the eyes of the fans, a jobber anymore. He's been quote unquote made in that way. Even in the loss to the Undertaker at WrestleMania as well. Making it because you're in a match with the Undertaker at WrestleMania. So as much as I have dissed and, like I said, made my thoughts clear on Bray Wyatt, I obviously respect him. He's no jobber, or some say jobber to the stars. He is a top guy. He's just gonna be seems like a top guy. And he's gonna be jobbing two other top guys that need that push, or getting that push, or doing other things. And unfortunately, maybe Bray Wyatt becoming WWE champion was gonna be just to get that out of the way. No, I know you're not blonde. I was saying most, most of my customers and most of the ones that are interested, at least in pro wrestling in the women's division, are blonde. I know you're not. You weren't then, you're not now. But you still sure are beautiful. But that's a different topic for a different day, for sure. Moving right along, Roman Reigns defeating Samoa Joe and Braun Strowman. See, this was interesting. They had this match early in the show. They had it at the 9 o'clock hour instead of having it at the main event. I'm wondering why, really, why is this match not at the main event of the show? This is the main event storyline of freaking SummerSlam, heading into SummerSlam. So of Raw, heading into SummerSlam, let alone the number one storyline in WWE, heading into SummerSlam. And that's saying something, as I always give the WWE title the more prestige over the world title or universal title now, the secondary number one championships, with brand extensions and brand splits or however you quantify that, call them. But point being is, I'm surprised why that was the case and how tonight's show ended with Big Cass and Big Show. Did it really need to be the main event? No, I'll answer that for you. It did not need to be. This needed to be because if you finish up the show with Roman Reigns standing tall, hearing the booze and all this other stuff, fade to black, show over, and have the fans can't wait till the next Monday to see what goes down, sort of thing. And it makes sense to have Roman Reigns be the first one going over it in this 3-week road to SummerSlam. You're wrong. Because each one's going to be getting over moving forward. And already last week as well. So Roman Reigns get that out of the way since he's being booed the most. Does that mean Roman's going to win at SummerSlam? I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if the final one and the go-home show or the one before, because sometimes in the go-home shows, especially with title matches, and we're heading into SummerSlam, so maybe they'll have a sit-down interviews with them or something, or just video packages for each of them on that go-home show and have them not even on the show. That'd be kind of dumb to me, but they did in the past, right? Heading into big shows. So, point being is I wouldn't be surprised if the final time they're actually on camera, on screen, on WTV, on Monday Night Raw here in the last few weeks. And the last one to be getting over all of them being Braun Strowman. But we're going to have to see about that. Elias Sampson defeating Kalisto. Not much to say about that. Yeah, Bayley defeating Nia Jax via countout. Okay, good for her. And then we have Big Cass and the Big Show. And the guess is what it is. Oh, Ronnie, why am I hiding my face now? Well, I don't know. It just happened for a couple weeks in a row, and I thought, well, might as well keep it going, and then I'm going to be back and reappear and make my return as I promoted each and every video I do. I'll be back on camera at the SummerSlam prediction show. So, but you're right, Jamie. I have been shy. You and others have helped me get out of my shell, so to speak. But I'm always the introvert at heart. Always. But enough about me and my life story. I don't know. I'm sure it'll be brought up during the prediction show because it'll be a whole bunch of awesome people that will be in the hangout, first off. But sometimes we might certainly ramble and go off topic about things. So if Jay Thomas or some others that I know personally are on the show as well, that might the boat might be steered in a different direction. We'll just say it that way for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna love it. Well, that's pretty much Monday Night Raw in the nutshell. For those in the live chat, thanks for stopping by. For everyone who stopped by, if you watched the whole thing, thank you. Welcome to share the video. Subscribe to the channel. If you have Twitter and otherwise, like I said, share it that way. It's the best form of sharing there than even Facebook and otherwise. But either way, you might, Ronnie. You might. You know what? I'm actually, even though these people in the live chat aren't co-hosts, but they are people, and they are gracious enough to be here and watching live. I'm going to ask if they... Oh, trust me, there's another picture I want to put up there. So, I'm just saying. Anyways, if there are any last comments having to do with Monday Night Raw that any of the people in the live chat want to speak now, or forever hold your peace, sort of thing. Anything you want to say? Last things on Raw, your thoughts before I head out. All right. Well, I don't think that means no. But like I said, thanks to Ronnie, Jay Thomas, XBW Wrestling, and Uncle Ruckus for being here in the live chat. And thanks to all those that might be watching when it goes up on the channel. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Hope to talk to some of you and all of you in other social media outlets. Welcome to follow me on Twitter at WB_podcast. Welcome to follow me on the Instagram. Yes, Instagram. I am there too with pictures there. Because that's what Instagram is, right? Pictures and videos. So maybe if you want, you can send me a DM on Instagram, video or word form there if you want. But suggestions for videos or whatever you want. However, I'm always welcome to do that. But Stevie K_06 on Instagram. Stevie K_06 there. As always, take care.